Well, hello, Belta Lodas, and welcome back to the channel, friends. Great news. This is going to be quick because it's Expanse Day, and today we are watching The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 9, The Weeping Somnambulist, which I guess translates into The Crying Sleepwalker? Who knows? Friends, all I know is it's time to watch. But before we do that, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like anything we do early, join us over on Patreon. There you'll get the full-length versions and you'll get them early. But friends, all that is then. And this is now. And now it's my favorite day of the week as we watch Little Expanse, Season 2, Episode 9, The Weeping Somnambulist. Friends, prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. I'm so psyched. Just to put a time stamp on what's going on here, I just edited, well, recently, a couple days ago, I just edited episode 6 of season 2, the one where Christian goes absolutely ham on Ehrenreich. I think that might be one of my favorite scenes of this series, friends. Wow, unreal. This show, it'll hit you from every angle, man. Unreal. What are we looking at here? The Weeping Somnambulist, a ship. I should have known that.
Mars rains hell on Ganymede, and now they're treating us as if we were the criminals.
Settle down, please.
Mars?
It's a routine stop. Nothing more.
Then why are they jamming our call?
What are you guys carrying? It's a relief ship, right?
Look.
Here.
What are they checking? Melissa, I couldn't read the last name.
I'm gonna have to search the rest of the ship. Copy. You.
Sure, let's waste some more time.
Wait a minute. I thought I recognized that voice even with the, What's going on here? That sounded like Holden. I don't think it is, but...
We're not transporting any weapons. You checked our IDs. We're a registered relief vessel.
That's a great place to smuggle, though, isn't it?
We're gonna have to impound your ship.
That's outrageous.
Calm down.
No! Enough is enough! No. We're
No. They're gonna kill you.
Melissa, are you all right? Melissa.
I knew it.
Wait,
I know that.
I know
voice.
you.
Yep.
I've seen your face.
Remember the can't.
You're James Holden.
And you're Amos.
Well, this is all too good.
Drop pod, I bet. Mickey drop pod. Oh, Bobby, you're back in it, huh?
You need to take 1 dose of each of these every day. And Blood Ox booster, muscle fatigue inhibitor.
I thought they trained in Earth gravity.
You searched my quarters?
Yes, I did. Because I have orders to follow too, and the defense minister wants you wearing this when you give your statement.
Oh, Bobby, I'm scared for you. You're going into the proverbial lion's den. Ehrenreich, Christian, Anderson Dawes, and they're asking you to lie. Oh, shit. That guy's name is Martins, right? I think that's what it said.
Did you see the ocean?
Briefly.
What was it like?
Dirty. And the stench was like a recycling vat.
Yeah, of course we ruined our world.
Down and locked.
Hellacious choreography with that, with everybody's legs coming up. Such attention to detail. Amazing.
All right, everyone.
They can all feel the gravity.
Not here to give the blues anything to laugh about.
Hell yeah. Was that for the sun or the Atmo? Man, the Martians don't have anything to be, like, embarrassed about. Lord almighty. This poor guy's gonna... God. Oh my God, it's even affecting Bobby. They did say they trained in Earth gravity though, right? Like the Marines did? I guess there's a difference between training in it and actually feeling it.
The Arbogast is nearly at Venus.
Okay, that's the doctor ship.
I've been getting personal updates from Colonel Janice.
I wouldn't mind being in that loop.
Well, I think you have more than enough on your plate already.
Wasn't a request.
Venus was the end of Eros. I seriously doubt we'll find anything down there.
If we're lucky.
Exactly.
Of a Martian puking as soon as he steps out of his dropship. If you need a cheap laugh in the meantime.
Maybe later.
Be careful, bud. Aaron Wright's still crazy powerful. Not as crazy as he was.
I'll be with you in a moment.
You're dismissed, Aaron Wright. Chris Chen's in charge of this ship.
And if that ship does find something on Venus,
we won't know about it.
Aaron Wright is not going to tell you shit.
She's got her doctor on board, though.
That's why I have an inside man.
You can't get ahead on Chris Chen. She's not playing the game. She made the game.
I'm just helping this bright young lady adjust the sensor array.
That's hard to believe.
Yes, you're also hitting on her.
I want a full status report when you're done.
Of course, Colonel Janus.
Janus rhymes with?
I wanted to believe in magic.
Well, you know, that's normal for a child, right?
That's because children are stupid.
Well, the proto-molecule might grant your wish.
You're a very intelligent man.
Oh, hey, thank you.
I'm astonished that Australia didn't kick you out of her office.
Well, you know, just between the two of us, she's kind of got a thing for me, right?
I like this guy.
You're gonna twist the facts to support your position. That's not just bad science. It's dangerous.
You think Chris Chen's just gonna believe him?
MCRN ship in Venus orbit. I don't know why we didn't see this before.
Must be a stealth. From the drive signature, probably a destroyer.
A destroyer? Oh, shit the bed.
They were waiting for us.
The doctor doesn't seem that upset. Okay, this is back at the Weeping Somnambulist.
Keep a close watch.
I always do. Not my first rodeo, Chief.
That's my line, buddy.
All right, need your hand terminals, please.
You know, lock up your phones.
Because we need a ship to get us on the Ganymede station. And ours is too conspicuous.
Yeah.
And they'll get where they're needed. I promise.
I don't believe you. Well, voila.
What?
What we're doing is for the good of the belt and everyone else, whether you believe it or not.
Sorry, Missy.
The station is a mess. If you tell us what you're doing there and what you want, maybe we could help you.
No.
I like this guy.
Hello. My name is Praxidiki Meng.
That's a name and a half.
Amos. Amos! Amos!
They do such a good job with makeup in the show, too. They actually are lowering the puffiness of that scar. See how they've reduced? It was sticking up about an additional 1/4 inch, and they've lowered it closer to his scalp. Amazing. This guy's Dr. Strickland, right? Ooh, a lot of new characters. Ooh, my Swiss cheese brain is going to be...
To me when I called.
I was busy.
I was pooping.
Why can't I?
Cap said.
Am I a prisoner?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Then I have the right to know why. And I'm not going anywhere until you tell me.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I am sure that there's environmental concerns on Earth.
I hope the strain of Earth's gravity hasn't been too much for you to bear.
Not at all. I was a Marine for 45 years. We trained extensively in 1G.
It's nice to be having an actual conversation instead of trading recordings for once.
It would have been even nicer if you had met us halfway.
Yeah, it's a show's strength.
In victory or defeat,
That's a good thing to keep in mind.
you should spread it to your fleet.
Maybe you could tell them when our ships get to Jupiter. It won't take long.
We're looking forward to it.
We're here is to prevent a war.
Not start
Let's
one.
start by remembering the fallen.
But this guy is just absolutely ready to fight, man. Holy shit, dude.
So the issue at hand is de-escalation. Let's get right to it. We have a lot on our agenda.
That was a quick moment of silence, Aaron Wright. Aaron Wright, wanting to prove himself a prick at any chance. Status of forces, combatant statement. Oh, Gunny. Oh, my...
Oh, they have no more idea what's going on than we do.
Or they were prepared in advance to collect data on the field test of their new weapon. You can't dismiss the possibility.
Well, you're just locked in on that, aren't you?
So what exactly are you basing that on? The restraint they showed when they destroyed 7 of our ships over Ganymede.
It's logic.
Any interference with our operations may be considered an act of war.
Well, you're like challenging them, dude.
What does she have to do with this proto-molecule you're after?
How do you know about that? I told him.
Amos.
He's helping us. We should be straight with him.
All right.
Proto-molecules that what really moved Eros?
We're all there, my friend. Saw it with our own eyes.
What could that have to do with May?
Let's hope he's not experimenting on her.
She would have died if we'd been anywhere else, but Ganymede has a natural magnetosphere. That's why everybody goes there to gestate. Pediatric care is state of the art. The moment Dr. Strickland saw her, he knew exactly what was wrong. He gave her regular injections.
Regular injections.
That proto crap and that genetic disease, what's the connection?
Well, we'll ask Strickland when we find him.
He's trying to see if he can heal her?
Your plan's always this vague?
This is about average.
If we leave the Somnambulist after we land, how are we supposed to get back?
Plan A is hitching a ride to an outgoing relief ship. Plan B.
That'd be me.
It's Alex. Yeah.
Once I'm there, I'm gonna tuck her behind one of those 71 cute little moons. So if anything goes south down there, y'all just holler. Cavalry will come running.
Great shot.
No burn. Hug the surface, and we will rendezvous at one of these service airlocks here.
No burn.
With every torpedo that every MCRN ship in orbit can launch, heading straight at us.
That's your plan.
It's a good one. Solid. Foolproof.
I hope your luck rubs off.
Doctor, you have not had a whole lot of luck. I hope you don't jinx the Rossi. Oh, Bobby, be careful. This is not your field of combat. Here there be monsters.
We have brought in the lone survivor of the surface engagement. This is Marine Gunnery Sergeant Roberta Draper.
This is not going to go well.
You're welcome to examine her power armor as well.
Its systems were badly damaged, but the logs will corroborate our timeline of the events.
I'm sure.
We observed movements on the UNN line approximately 2 kilometers distance.
This is where it falls apart.
Is it possible that your Marines were testing their gear or conducting some sort of training exercise?
It's possible.
Dude, you don't even know.
We mistook a training exercise as an active engagement and opened fire without orders.
She doesn't believe you at all. This is not going to work. You can't lie in a room like this.
As commander of the fire team, the responsibility is mine.
They're going to see that.
According to our investigation, it was Private Richard Travis.
Oh.
He'd had some discipline problems recently, which suggest he might have been trying to prove that he was more martial.
You cannot lie in this room. You threw him under the bus.
We appreciate your candor.
Thank you, Sergeant Draper.
They're not done with her.
Ganymede Station is an important food supply outside of Earth and Mars, and it's in neither of our interests.
Christian sussed that shit out from the jump. She's going to talk with her separately.
Travis was a good soldier. He died for Mars, and you all just threw him into the goddamn crusher.
Travis did die for Mars. And if that story stops a war that we do not want...
You sullied his name. You ruined his honor. What's if 3 or 4 people know he's a hero?
You did well in there, Gunny. The hard part's over. You can relax now.
She did her best, but unfortunately, you all set her in a position where she cannot succeed.
Try to focus on that.
Yeah, what they haven't told you either is you're not going to be able to be a Marine anymore because they can't put you back in active service if you're somebody that disobeyed orders like this, according to their story.
How would you like us to proceed?
Squeeze the arrogant dusters for everything you can get, of course.
With pleasure, sir.
Why the hell isn't he there?
This young man is a perfect scapegoat, almost purpose-built.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Christian.
I never understood that idiotic phrase.
This really sucks for these two. I mean, Melissa's a bit of a pill, and I don't know what this other guy's name is, but... Damn.
Lasagna. I really put my foot in this batch, partner. I think you're gonna like it. You be careful down there, Arthur.
Careful up here, Martian.
Also, we're okay now? Things have been getting a little tense between Amos and Alex. I'm glad to see that things seem to be okay.
Rossi and I'll be ready and waiting for your call.
Maintain full radio silence till we do.
Godspeed, cowboys.
See you soon. Somnambulist out.
You know, it's tough for a pilot to have a lot of like interaction and stuff, and they're doing such a good job with Alex. You know, Alex has a job, fly the Rossi, and be behind the stick a lot of times, but they really get him involved. I say as he flies away, but you know, normally.
With the exception of any damage that can be definitely and solely linked to UNN actions, in which case we'll split the cost 50-50.
Put their terraforming efforts back another 100 years.
All right, then. So we're done.
One last thing.
Oh, boy.
To speak to Sergeant Draper again, I have a few questions.
They were not done with her.
We all came here in the hopes that we could begin to trust each other. And it would be regrettable to undo the progress we've made over something as trivial as this. I want to speak with Sergeant Draper. Now.
I mean, she's the leader of Earth, as far as I'm concerned, so yeah, this is what you get for bringing her in.
Tell me, if you could choose, would you still serve?
She's already figured you out.
I want to do my part to make Mars a new Earth.
An entire nation dedicated to a common goal.
You have to appreciate that, Christian.
To turn a lifeless rock into a garden. A dear friend told me that.
Franklin.
Did you know that the majority of people on Earth don't have jobs? They live on basic assistance, which the government provides.
I did know that.
You call them takers, I believe. Travis's parents, they believed in your dream. They gave up everything to go to Mars.
She's gonna get you to support him.
Were other Martians prejudiced against him for being from Earth?
Yes.
She's getting exactly what she wants. This is why you don't bring...
Was he a good soldier?
Yep.
One of my best. He was trying to kill the enemy. I didn't even know what it was. Nobody did. He wasn't wearing a vac suit.
Sergeant Draper has been through a severe traumatic event. She needs to rest.
Whoever the fuck you are, stand down and let her speak.
Oh my God, Christian Unchained.
Do as you've been instructed, Sergeant.
Yep, just let her go. I mean, this is what you'll believe. This is what you should have done from the fucking beginning.
Sergeant Draper, what made you open fire?
Tell the truth. It's your only chance.
It was Travis. He panicked.
No.
Has Sergeant Draper answered all of your questions, madam? Thank you, Sergeant. That will be all.
I mean, Bobby follows orders, but that sucks, man.
How much further to the Eros impact site?
It's tough to tell through this atmosphere, but I don't think it'll be much longer.
What the hell is this?
What is that?
Well, it's just a bit of science history. It's those things that we're looking for out there. Those things might be signals.
The voices of Eros.
Maybe it's the nature of intelligent life to destroy itself.
Why don't we just argue constantly?
Then intelligent life can choose not to.
More magical thinking.
Oh my God. Both guys just need to... How deep into the surface did it go? Nice job.
Biological compounds in the air above the crater. Life in an environment that melts lead. It should be impossible.
Eros changes everything.
They have Venus now.
Just like a soldier on Ganymede without a suit.
Oh, Christian. Oh, I love you. Jupiter Moon number 54. Celine? Silene?
Don't worry there, Miss Celine.
Celine, all right.
What's going on here? We just need to hide under your skirt for a little while.
Nothing untoward.
This. Boom.
I really like Alex. Such a cool character. Perfect, buddy. Like a glove.
Give me a continuous track on every ship on Ganymede and keep your ears peeled. Monitor every MCRN band and broadcast. I want to know if there's anything that affects traffic going in and out of that station.
Does the Rossi have a voice? I guess she doesn't, right? Look at that shot. Okay, so it's officially under Martian control.
After we land, local muscle will come on board. Take 10% of our cargo. It's perfectly normal. Business as usual.
I mean, are the...
So go save the world if you think you can. I'll settle for helping a few of the poor souls who have to live in it.
We'll be out the door as soon as we land.
Good.
I appreciate your principles, Melissa. I'd probably be acting the exact same way, but... We'll find her, Doctor. Hopefully she's okay. Wow, it really did get absolutely pummeled, didn't it?
Reminds me of Baltimore.
It sure does. Oh, shit. Threat assessment.
Rice and beans and medical supply. Gonna be a nice haul.
Our agreement was 10%. Take 20. Skim the best. But these supplies, they're desperately needed.
Yeah, by us. See, this time we're taking all of the cargo and the ship.
Well, you're not going to be around much longer.
Now, are you gonna call the harbor
Phony
master and get
tough.
us chance to leave for now?
All right, we have a deal.
Yep.
Company!
Drop him. Looks like you won't be taking anything. Let's see, 0 from 0 is 0. Oh no, not him.
They were gonna kill you. We had to do something.
Where was he hit? Where was he hit?
Sorry.
Oh, it's terrible. Where was he hit? I mean, I'm assuming he's dead.
Or I'll call the harbor master, or the Martians, or whoever it takes to make you leave! Get off my ship!
They probably would have died here, though, so I mean... God, there's so much weight on Holden's soul. The doctors at Arrows, this. Oh, shit. All right, friends, we just got done watching The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 9, The Weeping Somnambulist. And the only thing we have left to do now is to talk about it. All right, my friends, we just got done watching The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 9, The Weeping Somnambulist. And I'm going to tell you this. This show, you all have kind of warned me, you know, and I say that a lot. You all have done this, and you all have done that. And I do. I blame you all. You all told me, you said, you know, this show, the beginning, I can't even fathom. It's almost like I can't even like say this, but it's like you all told me repeatedly, this is the slow part of the series. And I don't have I can't conceive of that. I can't conceive that what I've experienced so far is the slow part. But with that being said, you know, what we've had here in the last couple episodes since Paradigm Shift, since episode 6, you know, it has been a ramping up of everything. I mean, Paradigm Shift had so much in it, and we've really just been expanding upon all of those new threads that have appeared since that time. I think I'm going to do my next case study after the next episode, after episode 10. I think I'm going to have to, you know, with 5 episodes, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I'm going to have to do it in smaller sequences because we're just getting so much information. New characters out the and new characters out the ass. I mean, everything is kind of ramping up. We have multiple new locales. Venus is in play, and I knew that. I mean, you all knew it too. I mean, as soon as Eros went down on it, that sounded great. As soon as Eros crashed into Venus, you know, that was the end, because all of a sudden now we're looking at, I mean, the protomolecule was not going to be killed by that crash. It wasn't. It was going to be able to repurpose itself. It was buried deep in Ganymede. You know, an atomic bit of that was going to escape and going to be able to do whatever it needed to do. And of course, now they're registering organic life in an atmosphere and a climate that should not support any of that. It's going to remake Venus into whatever it needs. And then the big problem is when it wants to leave Venus and expand. Anywho, this was another absolutely great episode, and it set up what we knew was going to happen, especially back on Earth with the UN meeting with the Martians. You know, we knew that Gunny was not going to be able to stand up in a room full of liars. I mean, you're in there with some of the greatest. I mean, you don't want to say liars. Let's just say politicians. Like, it's synonymous, whatever. But, you know, especially Christian, you can't go in there and expect Gunny, who's very good at a lot of things military related, to go in there and lie about something that she doesn't. First off, lying at all in front of Christian is a very, very foolhardy maneuver, because unless you are, if you're absolutely the best at lying, then you might have a shot, you know? To put it into reference with the way I'm thinking, I'm not even sure Naomi could lie to Christian. Christian she susses out everything, and she doesn't even have to suss it out. Just like she already knows what's going to happen. She has like this precog for bullshit that she's able to just see through, sift through, and use to her advantage. She's the best there is on this show at this type of environment and this type of exercise, you know, the ability to lie and sniff out the falsehoods and stuff. So not only are you sending Gunny in to lie to the greatest lie detector and liar we probably have seen in this show, you're asking her to lie about something that she doesn't even believe in. It's not something that she can kind of like get emotionally invested in and maybe kind of camouflage the lie with, you know, just being passionate about it, you know, and kind of give a misread. You know, she's really worked up about something, you know, it might kind of keep somebody off their tail if you believe in what you're saying, that you know that this is for the best. Gunny obviously doesn't like that. And she doesn't like the fact that Travis was thrown under the bus just to because of his earlier association and pilgrimage from Earth to Mars by his parents. It's absolute horseshit, you know. And of course, she doesn't believe it. She broke down. You know, she's suffering from you know, the trauma, basically the PTSD from Ganymede. And you're putting her on planet where she is not comfortable with the gravity and the light. All of these things working against her, and she's not an accomplished liar in this framework. Who could be, right? And so, of course, this was doomed to fail. And the thing that I question now is, if it's so apparent that this was going to be doomed to fail, I'm not so, you know, I don't have such insight that I can think, oh, they haven't thought about this. Chris Jen could suss out Bobby. The Martians have to have known that putting Bobby up there was not going to end well. You know, at the best case scenario was there would be severe doubt about her story. You know, in front of Christian and Aaron Wright and everybody like that, there was going to be at least a weighty measure of doubt about what she was saying. The worst case scenario now is, of course, that they don't believe a fucking word that she said, and that, you know, of course, Aaron Wright's going to go ahead and say like, well, you know what, let's just call it a day, and they're going to pay for it and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, Christian's not going to let this go because she's already bought into the other idea that the doctor presented her, you know, that this might be alien life. You know, she talked about her 3 pages, you know, find God, you know, first step, find God. So she's invested, and she's very aware. And Christian, I'm not going out on a limb by making this statement. Christian is the smartest person on this show. She has the actual knowledge, you know, she has the practical knowledge about everything that's going on, but more so, when she doesn't have the knowledge, she is smart enough to admit it. You know, she is smart enough to say, hey, you know what? I don't understand the science shit that you're talking about. Break this shit down for me so I can understand it. You know, and that's why she kind of like looked at Janice and said, you know, well, his job is to kind of tell politicians scientific shit. So, you know, he does have a bit of it's necessary for his role in all of this back when he was on Earth. But, you know, she is just the smartest. She should be running the planet, but she's smart enough to realize that she can get more done from her role that she's in. That's what the realization I came to. And again, she was mentioned that before. Why aren't you in charge? And she said, but you can't play the fun games, or whatever she said about, you know, if you're in the position, that kind of, you know, UN Secretary General position. She's able to get a lot more done as the Deputy Secretary. Or what is she assistant deputies? Whatever. She's in charge. It doesn't matter if you're Aaron Wright or the secretary. It doesn't give a shit if you're the admiral. None of that means anything. Christian runs Earth. And in my mind, she probably runs the entire system because she knows everything that's going to happen. So we've got just a ton of that stuff that's spun up on Earth. Christian is not going to let this go. You know, she's getting constant feeds from the doctor at Venus. That's going to feed into everything. She wants to know about this person without a suit. She wants to, I mean, she is going to be like a dog with a bone with this. She's going to need to have answers because that is her job. Like she told Aaron Wright, I am the hero that protected motherfucking Earth. You know, she knows, and you know what? She's not saying that for her own adulation, her own praise. She's saying that because it's the truth. She did not leave Earth. She fought, she stayed there. She said goodbye to her husband. She was ready. She's exactly what she says she is, and she's tough as nails, and I love that character to the bottom of my heart. She is absolutely fantastic. What an amazing character. Amazing character. Now, what we have going on in the Rossi, the events at the very end of the episode aboard the Weeping Somnambulist was absolutely awful. You know, you can say that, you know, the Rossi led to, and I don't think we ever got that guy's the guy that was aboard the Weeping Somnambulist. I don't think we ever got his name. But, yes, that firefight led to his death. But again, they were going to kill them. You know, they were going to take the ship and the cargo, and they couldn't leave them alive. They were going to die there anyway. But it's just so tragic to have this folded in, because now Holden's going to blame himself, like if the firefight had gone differently, or it doesn't matter. Holden just takes the blame and puts it on his shoulders. He takes the consequences of, the entire group's actions, kind of puts them on his shoulders. That is heavy is the head that wears the crown for a reason, but especially with Holden. Holden doesn't have the luxury of not giving a shit. The luxury of just being like, twiddly-dee, it doesn't matter, on to the next day. I don't have to really think about these people. They're dead. I'm not going to worry about it. No, he's got way too much kind of almost, not self-loathing, but it's just that paladin guilt that he can't fix everything or save everyone or, be his honorable self at all times. I mean, another fascinating character. I said this a long time ago in one of the reactions, but I'm going to say it again. Obviously, you all have told me that this started off as a tabletop role-playing game. Everybody sat down. And I said at the time, if you were the dungeon master or the game master, the GM, and you created this world and the story and had an idea where it was going to go, of course, players dictate and the dice tell the story too. But, if you've got an idea of what's going on, whoever came up with the framework for the story, knowing that Holden's character was at least Paladin-esque as far as what their backstory was, what an awful campaign to have to be a paladin in. It's just, you are faced with moral choice after moral choice, and it's like you can't make the right ones at all times. With you think about the doctors that they had to kill outside of Eros. It's just, you're doomed to fail in this. We talk about it a lot in the comments section. That he's a paladin, sure, and everybody mentions when something like this happens, they say, and our paladin is an oath breaker now because of this action or that action, which is terrible because Holden doesn't deserve it. He really, really doesn't. He tried everything he could to just be a guy, aboard the Can't, just to be a guy that didn't have to, make decisions or get people hurt or any of that stuff. But, fate had a different plan for him. He is a leader. He is a captain. And, who better to have in charge and making these decisions than somebody that is going to be absolutely racked with the guilt of making the wrong one or what they view to be the wrong one. That's who I want in charge. I want somebody in charge who's going to not necessarily think about the action before it's made and hesitate, but to really contemplate it afterwards. And if it was the wrong one, to live with it. And make sure that shit doesn't happen again. That is who you want in charge. The problem is, if you are that person in charge, your life is misery. And I think that is what Holden's experiencing right now. Oh, my friends, just an incredibly intricate, incredibly balanced, just a crafted story. It's like we're watching artisans and they are, painting a masterpiece in front of our eyes. We started with blank canvas and they add color here and texture there until we are witnessing the birth of one of the greatest artistic representations in our history. It's just, I know that sounds kind of hyperbolic, but to me, this show Are there other shows that could match it in its storytelling? Absolutely, sure, of course. It's tough for me to name one because they pour so much attention to detail and everything, but at the core of everything, even if you take the characters out of it, at the core of everything, this is an immaculately woven tapestry where we know that the creatives, the director, the writers know exactly where they're going to take the thread, exactly where they're going to go. And they bring us along and they give us all the information we need, but they give it to us in such a way that the story is still intriguing. We can't see the whole painting or the whole tapestry. You know, we just see that little part and it's beautiful in its reduced size. You are the choir. I am preaching to you. Friends, that's all I'm saying for this one. Another banger from the creatives over at The Expanse. But friends, you already know this show is absolutely the best. What more can I add to it other than I cannot wait until the next episode? Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, or ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like any of those offerings early or in their full-length format, the link to the Patreon, well, it's in the description. You don't like Patreon? Join us over here on YouTube and you'll get all the episodes a day early, plus all the bonus episodes like the aforementioned case study, which should be coming out after episode 10. But friends, all that is then and this is now, and it's time for us to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, I think the easiest place to say goodbye from right now is orbiting Venus. As we look down and see that crater now teeming with some type of life, and we wonder, is this the end or just the beginning? Friends, until next time we meet, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.